tragedy strikes at Oulton Park. Two riders killed in British Supersport Championship crash. A tragic accident occurred during the British Supersport Championship race at Oulton Park on Monday, claiming the lives of two riders, Owen Jenner, 21, from England, and Shane Richardson, 29, from New Zealand. The devastating crash, which took place on the first lap of the race, involved a massive 11-bike pileup that resulted in catastrophic consequences for the two riders, with Jenner and Richardson suffering fatal injuries. The crash occurred as the riders exited Turn 1 on the opening lap of the third race of the weekend, which had been eagerly anticipated as part of the 2025 British Superbikes season opener. A major chain reaction of incidents on the track led to the horrific pileup, forcing officials to immediately halt the race. In a statement issued shortly after the event, Stuart Higgs, the series director, described the accident as severe and catastrophic, adding that, out of respect for the victims, the race was cancelled. Fatalities and injuries, motorsport vision. Racing, MSVR, the organization responsible for the operations at Oulton Park, provided further details on the tragic incident. Despite the rapid response from medical teams, both Jenner and Richardson succumbed to their injuries. Jenner, riding for Rapid Honda, was the first to be treated by medical staff at the trackside before being transported to the Oulton Park Medical Center. Unfortunately, despite attempts to revive him, he passed away due to what was described as a catastrophic head injury. Richardson, who raced for the Astro JJR Hippo Suzuki team, also received immediate trackside medical treatment and was subsequently transferred to the medical center. However, he was later rushed to the Royal Stoke University Hospital due to severe chest injuries. Tragically, Richardson died before reaching the hospital. In addition to the fatalities, 47-year-old rider Tom Tunstall sustained significant injuries in the crash. Tunstall, who also received treatment trackside, was taken to the medical center before being transferred to the Royal Stoke University Hospital. Reports indicate that he suffered severe back and abdominal injuries, though his condition is not currently believed to be life-threatening. Other riders involved, a number of other riders were involved in the crash, but fortunately, most of them sustained only minor injuries. Riders such as Carl Harris, Max Morgan, Cameron Hall, Freddie Barnes, and Morgan McLaren Wood were treated for relatively minor injuries at the circuit's medical center. In addition, Lewis Jones, Corey Tinker, and George Edwards were also involved in the incident, though they were lucky enough to escape without any injuries. The multiple collisions on the track, which took place in a high-speed section of the circuit, left many riders shaken, and the emergency response teams worked tirelessly to tend to the injured competitors. The event was a stark reminder of the dangerous nature of motorsport, where despite the immense safety measures in place, accidents of such magnitude can occur. Investigations underway. In the aftermath of the tragic incident, Motorsport Vision. Racing, in conjunction with the Motorcycle Racing Control Board, has launched a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding the crash. They are working alongside the Coroner's Office and Cheshire Constabulary to determine the exact cause of the collision and the factors that contributed to the tragic events. A statement from Cheshire Police confirmed that they were investigating the deaths on behalf of the coroner following the multiple collisions at Oulton Park. Emergency services were dispatched to the scene immediately after the crash occurred, and their efforts were focused on ensuring that all injured riders received the necessary medical attention. The investigation will look into various aspects of the incident, including the conditions of the track, any potential mechanical failures, and the actions of the riders involved. It is not uncommon for such investigations to take time, as officials work to gather all relevant information to prevent similar tragedies in the future. A dark start to the British Superbikes season, the tragic events at Oulton Park marred what was supposed to be the exciting beginning of the 2025 British Superbikes season. The weekend's races had already seen thrilling moments, with Bradley Ray securing a victory in Race 1 on Sunday, followed by Leon Haslam's win in Monday's sprint race. However, the atmosphere was left somber after the accident, and the focus quickly shifted from racing excitement to mourning the loss of two promising young riders. Jenner and Richardson's deaths cast a shadow over the entire motorsport community, and many of the riders, officials, and fans were left grappling with the grief of the tragedy. The Supersport Championship, which serves as a support class to the main British Superbike series, has seen its fair share of young talent, and both Jenner and Richardson were seen as future stars in the sport. Jenner, at just 21 years old, had already made a name for himself as a rising talent in British motorsport. He had shown immense promise in his career, and his tragic death is a huge loss to the sport and to his team, Rapid Honda. Richardson, a 29-year-old New Zealand native, was also a seasoned rider who had raced at various levels of the sport. His passing has left the motorsport world in shock, with tributes pouring in from fellow riders and fans alike. The impact on the racing community. The British Supersport Championship has always been a highly competitive and intense series, attracting riders from all over the world. The tragic events at Oulton Park have reminded everyone of the inherent dangers of motorsport, particularly in a sport as fast and thrilling as motorcycle racing. The families and friends of the two riders, along with their teams and supporters, are devastated by the loss, and the entire motorsport community has rallied together to pay their respects. The deaths of Jenner and Richardson have sparked discussions about safety in motorsport and the need for continued advancements in both rider protection and track safety. While significant improvements have been made in recent years, incidents like this serve as a reminder that motorsport remains a dangerous sport, with the risks never far from the surface. As the investigation into the tragic crash continues, the focus remains on supporting the families of the deceased riders and ensuring that the motorsport community can heal from this devastating loss. The British Supersport Championship, which had just begun its 2025 season, will forever carry the memory of Owen Jenner and Shane Richardson, two riders whose lives were tragically cut short on the track. The racing world will continue to honor. Their legacies and efforts will undoubtedly be made to improve safety standards and prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. For now, the thoughts of all involved in the sport are with the families of the fallen riders, their teams, and everyone who was impacted by the devastating events at Oulton Park. Thank you for watching InfoHub, your source for trusted news and insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed.